Back to Sleepyhead's game, and at the end of night 6, we know more about our clients, Hervé. We've met Camille and Antoine. Investigation, profits, losses. Oi. So we are down a bit of cash again, but we get to have a look at the investigation board. So we're going to do that at the start of this one. You're suddenly overcome with the desire to sleep. You close your eyes and press your fingers to your eyelids and let out a yawn. You sigh and get to work. Alrighty. Okay. So, Alexandra's grandson died in Albatross fire. And let's get rid of... No, okay. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with those two. End the night. The phone rings. You impulsively take a step back. It's the moment of truth. You pick it up. Hello? Hi. I can't remember Bassett's voice. Shit. Ice cold. So? He heaves a long sigh. There's no background noise. She must not be at the station. Oh. Where are you? I'm... For a second you think she's going to tell you, but then... Somewhere. None of your business. Like clinking noise. The sound of a teacup on a coaster maybe. I'm listening. What you got for me? Clears her throat. Her voice sounds louder, more confident. You glance at the wall. The suspects are all lined up. All the evidence. A whole mess of your ideas, and your stomach is in a knot. I don't have to remind you, you cannot get this wrong. I have a meeting in 2 hours with the district attorney and the chief of police. Even the Minister of the Interior will be in a corner of the room somewhere. Obviously, I'm thrilled. Oh, but I certainly don't want to put too much pressure on you. You can almost hear the smirk she must be wearing. You lay the receiver down on the table, and now you have to decide. Decide what? Ah, right, okay. Accuse. Has been difficult to investigate. Have friends in high places. Described as a shock. Alright, rivals and friends. Okay, so I believe the killer must have accident appeared. Vixen 4 refused to renovate a trust fire. We're gonna have to accuse Alexandre Leclerc. Or Alexander Leclerc. J'accuse! You pick the phone back up and explain your choice to Lieutenant Basset. Why, how, the evidence, your sources. He listens without saying a word. You stop talking and catch your breath. Okay. I'll buy it. Seems like a solid choice. I'll have fish around a bit to vet your information. Call you tonight and try to get some sleep. And she pauses. No way she's going to hang up on such a positive note. No, she's going to. It might be your last night of freedom. She snickers and hangs up. You put the phone down. You might as well be standing in the ice-cold emptiness of outer space. You decide to go to bed. To sleep. The best way to kill time. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You lie down on the sofa bed, and its frame. The events of the day run through your head. Streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. You open one eye. You had a hard night. Restless. You get the impression you aged 5 years in a matter of hours. Fragments of a dream are still lingering. You were doing a circus act. Maybe mime? You're not so sure now. You get up quickly to forget all that. A few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 7! Okay, so, what's up, Hybrid? How's it going? This is Night Call. This is the one we were watching, you were watching the other day. You barely gotten downstairs when you catch sight of Basset. She's leaning up against the door of your cab, eyes wide open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey, too early to react. She settles into the back seat and flashes a smile. Good news. You're right. Or at least the DA thinks your evidence is sufficient. No emotion in her voice. She's giving you the facts, nothing more. We're going to catch the Sandman tonight. She glances at her watch. In about 2 hours, we're going to make him leave his place. And he's going to let you? What does this have to do with me? She pulls some kind of pen out of her pocket that she puts in the little cubby just above the car stereo. This is a bug. You need a confession? If you feel like it. If you think you can manage. I've seen you and heard you enough to know that you have a trick, a gift for getting people to talk. Our suspect is a dangerous man. Wounded animal. Need someone calm. Someone I can trust. She looks away. A little girl and her mother are walking by the cab. Start a conversation. Stay calm. Get him talking. Nothing more. We'll give you a meeting point. We'll be there waiting to grab him before things take a turn for the worse. She sighs. 2 teens walk by the cab and the intense smell of weed fills the cab. Tate doesn't budge. I know you can do it. You stick to the plan, nothing can go wrong. What if, yeah. I thought you were in jail. She rolls her eyes. Shit, I can't believe you're still talking back. Look, man, I sign a couple forms and you go back to jail for 10 years. He snickers, the kind that makes you grind your teeth. She lays her hand on the door handle. You pick the suspect up, drive to the meeting point, and you're free. Easy as pie. And she gets out of the cab, slams the door, and walks quickly away. Shit! You hit the dashboard, intense pain spreads through your hand. You grab the keys in the ignition and turn. The motor comes on. Your night is about to begin. Last night. Xavier Tersev. Gonna need a taxi soon. I'm apparently getting €13. You pull up to the sidewalk in a calm, nondescript alleyway. No sign of your passenger. The cobblestones gleam calmly underneath. Cat jumps from one building to another. 2 men are fighting in the shadows. You sit up abruptly. Something is shining in the darkness. One of those Japanese knives. Visible in a street lamp. Put a hand on the door handle, ready to run. The saber falls to the ground and the sound rings through the alley. One of the 2 men crumples, and the other walks towards your taxi with determination. At the very last minute, just as the door is about to open, you recognize the passenger from before, the one who thinks he's a superhero. We can go. Same address as last time. He appears to be out of breath, but his voice is calm and poised. Now I'm just going to start driving. You put your foot on the accelerator. Behind you, in the rearview mirror, you can see lights in several apartments flick on. Apparently the fight woke up some of the neighbours. He stops, out of breath. Everything alright? Yeah, I'm okay. Tenses his muscles, chest inflates. He catches his breath. In the space of a few seconds, his heartbeat has returned to normal. I'm sorry, but I think I shit my pants a little. Hard to say since he has a mask on, but you're pretty sure he's looking you straight in the eyes. But don't you worry, there are no marks. I was just so scared. When he pulled his katana out, man, I was like, that's it, it's over, you had a good life, and now he's going to cut you up like a turkey. Actually, I handled it. He pauses, nods. You sense him sitting up straighter. Yeah, I handled it. I handled the hell out of it. But what happened? I'm investigating a sort of organisation, like mob types, you know? They're forcing kids to work in this squat. They're sawing through jewellery. Sometimes they're sent out to panhandle. Girls are sent to... I mean, you get the gist, right? But the police aren't doing anything about it. Let him continue. First off, the kids aren't French. The organisation is tied to the Albanians and this not-so-nice German guy. They have ties with an extreme right-wing organisation with connections to 2 police captains. I came to get photos. I want to alert the press. Outside, an ambulance crosses your path. No sirens, no lights. It almost looks like a moving van. And while I was going about my business, this guy jumped me with his katana. Scared me to death. He pauses for a while. His body is radiating hate. Be hotter and he'd start to smoke. Are you okay? It takes him a moment to respond. I'm okay, I swear. He clears his throat. What I'm about to say will probably sound pretty weird, okay? Another breath. This one is deep and long, almost moving. Since I've been chasing this organisation down, I really feel like I'm doing something useful. Like it can make a difference. And shit. That makes it all worth it. He pauses. Would it be okay if I just got some shut-eye for the rest of the trip? I think I need to... He falls asleep mid-sentence and you crack your window to let some fresh air in. The trip continues in silence with you at the wheel and a masked hero in the back seat. What if you'd taken martial arts classes? What if you had known how to defend yourself? Maybe that night, you shake your head. There's no point thinking about it. He or she snuck up on you, attacked you behind. You still have about 10 minutes left before reaching. Uni always has the same effect on you. One of surprise. You're surprised to be reminded of this town next to Paris. Calm, pointless, unremarkable, boring as hell. At long last, you pull up in front of the driveway you dropped your passenger off at last time. He wakes with a start. Already? You grin. Yes, already. I could have slept for about 20 more hours. He glances at your dashboard. I have an essay to turn in 6 hours from now. Wish me luck. Good luck. Thank you. He sighs and stretches for a while. Something in his neck cracks. Anyway, shower, breakfast, essay, sleep. That's the plan. He pays the fare and rushes into his buildings a few seconds later. You sit still, alone. Once the coast is clear, you check the back seat to make sure it's clean. It is. No trace of blood. You sigh in relief and drive off. Well, I lost the voice at the end a little bit there. I do apologise. But we got a tip. Another tip. €2.37 this time. Fantastic. Got full petrol. There's only one fare. There's only one fare. I'm just going to do a random voice for Alexander Leclerc. I'm gonna need your services. No. I'll tell you what. Okay. I know which one I'm doing. I'm gonna need your services. You pull up to the sidewalk and wait for the suspect to exit the building. The hotel. Not a very nice one. Heavy bars protect the windows. Not that they need to. It doesn't look like they open. He must have come here after the fire. How many other survivors have been living and sleeping here for months on end? The back door opens and your passenger sits down. St. Louis Hospital, please. He's been drinking. The stench of booze settles into your cab. You nod and start driving. You ride along and your passenger doesn't look at you. He seems preoccupied, distracted by something outside. You'd love to be able to read his mind, to understand how he got to this point. How can he kill so methodically in cold blood? He looks like a nice grandfatherly type. What if he's not the guy? I say we'll make you pay. You almost jump at the sound of his voice. Change your plans. Well, you need to go 122 Rue de la Beauté. You raise an eyebrow. Understood. At the next intersection, you change directions and drive away from the meeting point with the police. How can you fix this? Maybe you can drop your passenger off, then call Basset to explain. He might try to escape. What's he gonna do on Rue de la Beauté? It's a posh neighborhood with a theater, shops, office buildings. You clench your gut. There's something else on Rue de la Beauté. The Groupe Diamant's headquarters somewhere nearby. The Groupe Diamant, the company who is responsible for the fire. There's no way that's a coincidence. Not a chance. You raise an eye and look in the rearview mirror and cross your passenger's gaze. Everything all right? His voice is clear, crystal clear. No, not even the slightest alcoholic slur. You sober up fast, he grins. Clever, good observational skills, I like those qualities. His voice is different, his words, his way of speaking, something has changed. You've almost reached your destination, you tense up. I'm quite bothered. I'm worried about you, my friend. Freeze. You haven't slept much this week. You don't dare turn around. And I think you've gotten a little too involved in this investigation. Why don't we make a deal? You tell me what you know and what they're planning tonight, and I'll let you live. Out comes a weapon. You don't know where it came from, but now it's pointed right at you. One sign, one move, and you disappear, understood? You nod very slowly. Who do you work for? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I don't want to hurt you. I just want you to answer my question. You assaulted me once. He stops and something shifts in his eyes and his body. You're the cab driver I shot, aren't you? You turn to nod. You get to the address he gave you. I'm sorry. You surprised me, I panicked, I didn't mean to. What do they want from me? The cops? I suppose all that. A call from the hospital in the middle of the night. Was it a trap? His voice seems so soft. You sense you have to play the honesty card with it. Be straight. They want a confession. A confession? The car's bugged. He grins. Why are you telling me all this? I could kill you and... I'm not afraid to die. It's pretty daring to say something like that. I believe it. Really? Yes. Stares right into your eyes, searching for the truth in your reflection in the rearview mirror. I thought so too once in my youth. I don't know if I really believed it. Since I lost my grandson, I know I believe it. That's why I started killing. You can't kill someone else unless you're ready to die yourself. Unless you're crazy, that is. He lowers his voice, lets it turn hoarser. Unless you're crazy. You sense his body suddenly relax. Very well. Start driving. The same must wonder what you're doing. A drop of sweat drips down your spine. Listen very carefully to what I'm going to say. I have no regrets. Not one. Not for any of my victims. Each Each and everyone deserved to die. He lied. He turned a blind eye. Oh, hang on. They caused the death of more than 80 people. And for what? For money? Some had no choice. Lies. After the fire, there was enough time, enough of an investigation, enough media involved to tell the truth. No one told it. Every morning I woke and told myself they must pay. They must be judged. He adjusts his posture, a mere detail perhaps, but you notice it. His weapon is still right there though. When he starts speaking again, his voice is slower, like he suddenly got 10 years older. I broke into your place, you know. I saw your wall, your files. There were two possibilities, either you worked for the cops or for the Group Diamant. I figured the Group Diamant could afford to hire a private detective. And I saw you sticking your nose into things left and right. Each time I moved forward, there you were, sniffing around. We needed to know more about you. He freezes, shaking. You must think I'm a little nuts, right? He doesn't wait for a reply. I started killing because no one was doing anything. That journalist sold out to Diamant. The City Hall woman, rotten to the core. That son of a bitch arsonist. I'm sure he's the one who set the fire to the Albatross. Even the old guy, he was just a stockholder like any other, willing to do what it takes to make a few thousand more. His voice becomes screechy. And let me ask you, what was it to him? He was already a millionaire. My life doesn't change when I find a penny in the gutter, does it? He was rolling in it for sure. He deserved to die. You nod. This is no moment to disagree. He was a soldier, you know? Yes, you probably already know that though. You checked up on me. In the China. I was barely 20. They gave me a rifle and some bullets. They pointed to 3 guys in a field and said, those are our enemies. You have to kill them. So I killed them. He pauses and watches a woman walking by outside. He's completely unaware. Well, I understood they were... When I discovered what we were fighting for, it was too late. And when we came back to France, I was treated like shit. No one gave a damn about us. Gags on his own words. What happens if I run right now? They'll arrest me instead. That way you're helping them? Yep. You must have done something shady. You done time? Tell the truth. Yeah. Something major, I suppose? He shrugs. You seem like a good guy. I couldn't care less what you did. He sits in thought for a while, his gun is shaking. It would bother the hell out of me if you went to jail for me. Really? You're not far now. Next street on the right. The old man clears his throat. I, Alexander Leclerc, confess to the murder of Joan Breton, Sandrine Rollin, Michaela Blanc, and Henri Dutier. You. I worked alone, no accomplices, no outside help. I gave them an anesthetic I used in Indochina. While they were suffocating, I talked to them. I went through the list of all the horrible and cruel acts that contributed to the Albatross fire. That was my motive, to seek revenge for the death of my grandson and the dozens of other victims. Nothing personal, just justice. He pauses, sniffles, and leans over to you. You think that'll do it? You nod and see in the rearview mirror that the weapon has disappeared. Good. We have one last thing to ask you. My daughter. His voice fades out just as he ran into the alleyway. Achievement unlocked. We did it. Right. Oh, it's only 10% of the Passadex. Okay. The head. Oh, we got a rare achievement. Le Machin du Sable. You discovered the Sandman's identity. We did it. We smashed it, guys. Wow. Ah. Fucking awesome. Right, let's finish up with this little cinematic then. See what the headlights from the police cars flooding our cab with bright light are going to do. Another car comes to block you in. A voice on a megaphone asks you to get out of the taxi. You turn to your passenger. He's not moving anymore. Oh. Nice mess, huh? The lieutenant manages to fit twice as much cynicism as usual into her voice. The cops have only just let you back in your taxi. They don't know if they're going to be able to save him yet. The dose he gave himself was fit for a horse. Earlier, when you were talking to Alexander, he gave himself a shot. Doesn't look good. Committed suicide in your back seat. Real nice mess. I've run into some crazy criminals on the job, but he's among the top 3. He thought he was doing the right thing. Yes, I can see that. He's convinced he's a hero. He's incapable of understanding the seriousness of his crimes. He thinks he's Robin Hood. He flashes a clear and honest smile. Anyway, you did good work on this case. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised. Impressed even. Listen, you're no longer needed here. We got the tape. We have your statement. And if he decides to wake up, we'll get his. The cop flicks away an imaginary ball of fuzz on her leg. He throws the fuzz somewhere in your taxi. Actually, if you could kindly get the hell out of here as soon as possible. Don't leave the country, obviously. I need you to be available if I have questions. But I no longer consider you a suspect. You're free to go. And she puts her hand on the door. And what's the magic word? Thank you. She snickers before getting out of the car. You remain completely still, consumed with anger and exhaustion. The cop waves for you to back up. You start the taxi and pull out of the alleyway. The flashing lights, the cops, it all quickly vanishes. You speed through Paris. Not a soul on the road. A thought crosses your mind almost against your will. You hope Alexander will survive. And you start driving west. Far from Paris. Far from everything. And there we have it. Absolutely fantastic little game. Hats off and credit to the creators. As is my want, I will let the credits roll. I don't think it's going to take that long, to be honest with you. It is a very small game. Obviously, there's actually, to be fair, there's quite a lot of writers maybe for a lot of their stories, and people that have given their likenesses to characters in the game. So there's going to be a set pool that we can draw from. It went over to Japan and Germany. Very nice. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching a little bit of Nightcall. It's been a really, really good little series for me to put up on the YouTube there. I've really enjoyed playing it, and I am hoping you guys have as well. Next month, we have got West of Dead or Felix the Reaper. Those are the two choices, and we will be starting them next. No, not next week. It will be the week after. On What's on Wednesday. And that means that next week we've got a little bit more Neon Abyss over on What's on Wednesday with the Game Pass. And do a couple more levels on that. Do a little bit more delving into that, I think. I can't. My French ain't that all great. So the sun is about to come up. You drove all night long with your window open. You're so tired your chest is tight and your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went on about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in Normandy. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colourful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring, direct to voicemail. A voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to... When Aid told me she'd held onto your phone just to hear the sound of your voice, I thought it was stupid. But now, the sun is slowly rising and its colours are flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, tiny village lost in fog off in the distance, hilltops sparkling with dew. The view seems alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. That word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I mean, I think. Who knows? Your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in a manner of speaking. You grin. Oh. I'm good. I mean, I guess so. It's strange to hear your voice, but it feels good too. You pause. The truck flies by just meters from you. I thought when it was all over, I thought I'd be able to get some decent sleep. Close my eyes and sleep. Really sleep, finally. The sleeping is just a break. It doesn't put an end to it. It all starts up again as soon as a voice cuts you off. You have reached the maximum time limit. Please. You hang up and your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you leading to a small footpath into the woods. Behind you is a highway leading to the sea. Disappear. You start walking. With quick hands, almost mechanically, you toss your phone to the left and your car keys to the right. With each step you take, you feel freer, lighter. A few more steps and you'll disappear into the woods. The trees slowly part like they're letting you through. Got to be something for you. Out there. And there is something out there for you guys. It's Nightcall. That was a really, really cool little after credit scene. So that was Nightcall. Thank you ever so much for sticking around for the entire playlist if you've been here, or for being here for the first time if it's your first time watching the Nightcall video. I don't know why you'd start at the end. Maybe you got a weird thing about that. It's okay. You do you. Maybe you just want to know what the actual end of the investigation was, and we got the perfect ending. It was spot on. So hopefully the other two investigations are really good fun for you guys to go and enjoy. Like, comment and subscribe if you want to be kept up to date with more stuff coming out, and hit the bell button for those notifications on that too. It's been Sleepyheads Gaming. Be awesome to each other. Stay safe out there, guys. And I will see you all next time.
Play of the game.